The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
We got one advantage. He's coming to us. We have what Thanos wants, so that's what we'll use.
So right now, he's the most overrated in basketball.
The end is near.
The Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season haven't resembled the Milwaukee Bucks in the postseason.
Undone. Half of humanity will still exist. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. I hope they remember you.
Dog, check it. Call Lil C's, tell that motherfucker to bring me some motherfucking weed to the hospital, man. Fuck that. Tell Uncle Paul to go pick up 10,000 from Dez and go take about like 20 G's from Gino. Tell that motherfucker to get this nigga next door up out of here. That nigga be showing all night.
What is up, everybody? We have a insanely huge guest today. We have the biggest guest. We went from 0 to 100 real quick on this channel. We have the fucking legend, Nathan fucking Marzion for playoff basketball. This is crazy. How you doing, bro?
Good, dude. Good. Hey, Bucks are up 2-0. No complaints. It's a good day.
It feels like a fever dream. Like, bro, like we've been waiting for this moment for like a year. We've been just saying bubble frauds. But I don't know.
Yes.
That's what I've been saying.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God. And yeah, so let's just get right fucking into it. We don't got too much time. So let's just start. Were the Heat bubble frauds?
Well, okay. So I talked about this.
I know it's a loaded question.
Yeah. I've talked about. I don't want to jump the gun because there's 2 games left. We are not the team to get too excited when up 2-0 based on past events. But we won't talk about those. We won't talk about those past events.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah.
But like it's looking very much like like that team's just not the same as they were in the bubble. Players that played extremely well in the bubble are not.
Hi, hero.
Exactly. Like I called it at the time. I said that dude's overrated. He's fine, but he's nothing special. And we're kind of seeing it all this year and now in these playoffs where he's been basically benched. And so I don't want to say it yet. Now, if we go on and like sweep them, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say, okay, that team was they're bubble frauds. But right now, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but it looks very much like they are. Yes.
I just saw that tweet you quote tweeted where it was like, I wouldn't trade Ty Hero for Giannis. I was just like, bro, there's really anything you want to find is on Twitter. It's
the takes were off the charts at the time because he's had that game where he scored 37 against Boston in the second
in an auxiliary gym
or the third round. Yeah. And everyone went insane. And I was like, okay, like he had a good game and he's been playing pretty well. But I was like I watched him and I was just like, okay, like he's fine. But I haven't seen anything insane out of him except for that one game. And everyone was treating him like he's like some future perennial all-star, like Devin Booker. Oh my gosh, he's going to be a star. I'm like, I don't see that at all.
Yeah, man. I have history with Ty Hero. My high school, I don't know, Pewaukee knocked his ass out in fucking high school. It was the most satisfying shit. And to see him torch us last year, bro, it fucking stung. Yeah, so to see Spo just burying him on the fucking bench, I love it.
Yeah, because he went to Whitnell, and that's kind of around where I am. So like our middle school and high school played his every once in a while. We weren't in their conference or anything.
Yeah,
we were like we played them I think every few years. So I saw him play a couple of times. But
you ever play against him?
No, in middle school I was supposed to play against him. Now at that time he was just like I didn't know who he was. I just remember hearing about this kid named Ty Hero, and like he's super good. He never played in that game apparently because he got suspended, and that was in like 7th or 8th grade. I just remember
whoa. What did he get suspended for?
I don't know what he did, but I just remember that the word came out the day of the game. They're like, "Oh, Hero's suspended and he can't play." So I never played against him.
Damn, bro. I mean, I don't want to just talk about Ty Hero, slander him. What was with his dad walking out of the fucking women's bathroom, dude? What the fuck?
That video was hilarious. It showed my feed. It showed my feed. I was like, no way. And oh my God, it was hilarious.
Dude, that was, but someone needs to look into that. That's fucked up. Like,
yeah, I don't know what the hell the deal was. It clearly has the big W right next to the thing. It's not like
he looked sus as hell, dude.
Yeah,
he was like looking around like, oh shit. Dude, yeah, that was crazy. Next topic. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. What do we sweep this Miami team? Like, obviously, we're going into Miami. It's the 17th. I mean, it's going to be a packed crowd. I feel like it's going to be a garden type environment. We know the Heat fans come out. I mean, they're pretty fair weather when they're bad, but when they're good, they come out. Do you see us taking both? Do you see us how do you see this going?
I'm still going to say Bucks in 5. Could it easily? I think it could easily be 4, but I'm going to say Bucks in 5. I think they win one of these next 2. I don't know which one, but hopefully we win game 3 because then you kind of just take all the pressure off and you're like, okay, we pretty much got this. And you can afford to lose like a game or 2. But either way, I think they win one of these next 2 and we finish it out in 5, which is fine. Like, I have no complaints about that.
Yeah, obviously we win in 5, bro. But I'm going to be the most toxic motherfucker if we sweep them.
Just for the sake of that, I hope we win 18 by 40, just because it's like.
Oh my God, dude. You know what? I will say this is the topic for later that we're gonna get into, but Twitter's second most toxic to me. It's insane.
What's your most toxic?
We're gonna talk about it later. Raptors Twitter can.
Okay.
Raptors Twitter. I'm gonna talk about it later. I have a little rant.
The Sixers are bad. Sixers fans, I don't know if their Twitter's as bad, but Sixers fans suck. And
I mean, that's Philly. That's just Philly fans.
Yeah.
I mean, they booed fucking Santa. They burnt their city down after they fucking won a Super Bowl. Like, goddamn, it's just Philly. Yeah. But I mean, I don't. Raptors fans they have it out for me because like my pinned tweets fucking roasting the Raptors is definitely my biggest tweet. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna say Bucks in 4. Just because, fuck it. I'm going to say.
And of course, Bucks and 6 too for the culture. We have to just.
Yeah, if we win in 4, it's still Bucks and 6.
Yeah, it's Bucks and 6.
All right, so we've been hearing a lot, like playoff Giannis. Giannis doesn't step up in the playoffs. Giannis is quietly having the best playoff out of any superstar right now. What is playoff Giannis? Like, when you think playoff Giannis, do you think in a better version of regular season, much worse, even? Like, what are you seeing from him?
To me, it's just Giannis. I don't see I haven't seen him totally elevate his game in the playoffs, but I don't think the decline has been there, like people say. And 99% of it isn't his fault. Like, there's some stuff the Raptors series we go back to that like he could have, handled double teams better and stuff like that. But you're not going to blame him for being that. Like, he double team, the wall comes up on him. You can't blame him then for not scoring a ton in those games or not being efficient in those games because the defense is doing everything they possibly can to stop him. Yeah. If he dishes it out to Mirotic and Mirotic misses 10 threes, that's not on Giannis.
Hey, we don't say Mirotic's name on the channel.
That's if he dishes out to 41 and 41 misses 10 threes, that's not on Giannis, So like to me, it's like, okay, there's been some the Heat series last year too, where like teams have been able to slow him down just because his play style has been a little bit. There's ways you can slow it down because you can just attack, make him shoot jumpers, and that is your best chance of slowing him down. But again, if the teams are gearing up to stop him and they are able to contain him and other guys don't come through, I don't sit there and say, wow, Giannis sucked. It's okay. They did what they could to stop Giannis. Nobody else stepped up. So, and again, this series so far, he's been really good. Game 1 struggled a little bit more. Like I don't think he was his usual self in game 1. It looked like the pressure was a little bit getting to him. But game 2, he was fantastic. And even game 1, he put up his usual
Yeah, that's the thing. When he's not great, he's still very good. He's still the best player on that court by a mile. And the thing I'm seeing is that jumper isn't falling, and he's still putting up these numbers. Like we're not seeing that Nets or Lakers Giannis where he knocks down 4 or 5 trays, and he's still the best player on the court. You still can't stop him.
And again, whereas like you kind of talk about other superstars like AD, when AD has some bad games, he'll put up like 12 points. And it's like, okay, like Giannis, his worst games he's still putting up 25 and 14, like whatever he needs to put up. And he finds a way to kind of get his throughout the game, even if it's not him doing it himself. Maybe he just has some putbacks. Maybe he, on a fast break, gets some points. Like, he finds a way to manufacture points, manufacture rebounds, get some assists, and do what he can. And he still just always has a really big impact.
Yeah, bro. I love the man. I absolutely love him. He's stepping up. If he just plays, he plays this basketball throughout the playoff, I see us winning it all, because I'm getting so much more production. It's going to lead into the next topic, out of the bench. Yeah. Now, they didn't step up game one, and I mean, not a lot of people did. I mean, it was basically the big three. But who do you think going down the line is going to be that big key off the bench? There's really three guys. I mean, because Bud is he's not playing 10, 11 deep. I mean, he's playing 8, 9 deep.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Is it PJ, Bryn, Bobby? Like, who's your guy off the bench that you think is going to be key?
I think it's a little bit of a loaded question because they do have some different roles. But I think if you're looking at who overall is going to be like the most important in us winning a title, I think it's PJ, because I think if he's able to do what we brought him in to do against, he's done it so far against the Heat. He's playing amazing defense on these guys. I think Jimmy Butler's 0 for 6 or something when guarded by PJ so far in this series. And if he's able to play really good defense against the Nets and be a difference maker in that series, and we play lineups with Giannis at the 5, PJ at the 4, and that is like a difference maker because he's able to guard anyone on that court, that to me makes a bigger difference than like the offense of Forbes or Portis. But on a game-to-game basis, it could be anyone, because like we saw, Bryn Forbes getting hot. Like, that can make the difference in any game. But
dude, that was, oh my God, that was the funnest I've had at a fucking game in so long, bro.
Bryn, it was awesome.
Dude, Giannis had the ball. Everybody shouting, give it to Bryn, dude. Like, what reality am I living in right now?
Yeah, and he's kind of been what, not that Korver was bad, but he's been what we wanted Korver to be, of like, that dude can come in and hit 5 threes or 6 threes off the bench. And Korver was able to get usually like a couple, but he wasn't able to get as hot as like Forbes can just light it up sometimes. And
I gotta apologize. One last, I don't know if you know, I hated Bryn. I hated him. I'm giving Forbes a D-. I fucking hate this dude. I want him off the team. Yeah, I want him off the team. I want him off. I don't like him. I understand this dude can shoot the basketball, but Jesus Christ, he's somehow more unathletic than Kyle Korver. It seems like he brings nothing defensively. His mustache pisses me off, dude. It looks like fucking pubes. I just hate Bryn Forbes. I absolutely despise this dude when he came on the team. I just thought he was a Korver that wasn't as automatic. And honestly, the athleticism I thought it was equivalent to 40-year-old Korver. I have never been more dead wrong on a take in my life. He's shown improvement throughout the season. He's even got that like butter floater working for him. He can take you off the dribble. That shot, dude. Like Chris Middleton, when he says he's the best shooter you've ever played with, you're a top 5 shooter in the league. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna segue. We're talking a lot about Bucks Heat. Obviously, we got fucking Thanos. We got the fucking villains of the league coming up round 2. If we get past Miami, we have Brooklyn. What have you seen from Brooklyn game 1 and 2? Like, everybody says we match up great with them, but let's be real. They have James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant on their team at the same time, which is ridiculous. Like, how do we compete with that team with not having home court? Like, what is a realistic way we get past them?
Yeah, they've been really good so far just in these first 2 games from what I've seen. And I saw someone tweet, if it wasn't for Brooklyn, there'd be like perfect parity in the NBA right now. Like, everything would be kind of level. But Brooklyn is that one team that's just a little bit better than everyone else. And of course, they're in the East. We have to go through them in the second round. But I think the Bucks have about as good a shot as you could ask for against that team. They've kind of put together a team that can match up with them a little bit. And everyone's talked about it. Getting PJ is huge, having Drew huge, having 5 guys that can switch everything and keep everything in front of them, hopefully.
Shout out to Bud for switching.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, just making some adjustments and doing what you need to do, make things as difficult as possible on those 3 guys. We've seen that in the games where we played Brooklyn in the regular season. I know that's different than the playoffs, but we've made it difficult on those guys, and we've been able to score against them. And I think that's the key, is that if we can just our offense is still very good. We've got 3 guys. We got 3 damn good guys as well. Not quite on that level of obviously Kyrie, KD, and Harden, but we have a very good trio, good offensive trio. If we are able to make things difficult on them on defense, if we're able to make things difficult for Harden, Kyrie, KD, I think we can put up enough points against their defense because, again, they don't have anyone who can stop Giannis. And if you just have, we're going to need Drew and Chris to play normally like they would very good. We're going to need them to step up. We're going to need a couple other guys to step up, which so far so good in that regard because we've had people step up in this series so far. Bench is playing pretty well, so we are looking good in that regard. But I think we can put up enough points to, challenge them, to make them. And if you stop them on defense or make things difficult on them, it turns into anyone's kind of ball game. And I think it goes 6 or 7 games no matter what. I don't know who's winning it yet. Like I picked Nets in 7, but it's going to be very, very interesting because it's really just going to come down to like whose big 3 kind of plays better for the most part.
For me, I think the difference was just the home court. The home court, man. Like I feel like you've been to a bunch of Fiserv games this year. Like, yeah. It's electric in there. Brooklyn obviously is handing out tickets like they're goddamn hot dogs, so that bitch, it's gonna be packed in there. But like, I really think our best shot was to get that home court. So we're gonna have to steal one on the road, and that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. But dude, I have hope, and I don't know why I have hope. I've been a Bucks fan in my life, but I have hope for some fucking reason. I have hope. I think we can never take down Brooklyn.
Yeah, we all know never trust the Bucks, but yeah, and the one thing is like you said, the home court. Like if there's a game 7, I'm gonna be like, damn, I wish this was in Milwaukee. But like you said, there's hope, and we say never trust the Bucks, but as I said, they've put together about as good a team that you can against this Nets squad, especially for being a small market and everything. Like they're in about as good a position as you can ask for. Like I give them a very, very solid chance. Keep this thing interesting. And if Giannis is Giannis, Chris is Chris, Drew is Drew, and you have a couple other guys step up and you just make things difficult on them, anything happens. And it's a lot to ask for, but that's how it's always going to be when you're playing a team that talented. You're going to need a lot, and you're going to need to play damn near perfect. Like they don't have to play. And that's what I've been saying. It's not a thing where we're all saying, oh my gosh, the only way we beat the Nets is if we just play out of our minds and the Nets struggle. No, like the Bucks don't even have to play perfect. It's doable. They don't even have to play. They don't have to play perfect. They just got to play very good basketball and at least limit them a little bit, and they can win the series.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna focus. We got to focus on Miami, obviously, before like Brooklyn. But like, I think Brooklyn's sweeping. Boston looks pathetic right now. Yeah. Tatum's just. I can't judge Tatum. He's 22. Like, I'm not. He's playing against 3 of some of the best basketball players in the world. Like, I'm not gonna judge him, but it's just like he is not up for the task today. So that's gonna be a sweep. So, but honestly, I don't want Brooklyn to see a challenge. Like I want them to sweep. Like I don't need these guys forming more chemistry than they already have, Like
and that's part of why us playing the Heat, as long as we do end up winning the series fairly easily, and it looks like we might, that's part of why us playing the Heat was kind of a good thing. And I kind of said like it might help us in the long run to play the Heat. I know people wanted to avoid them and we're like, oh, we don't want to use all our energy on the Heat.
Never.
And I'm like, hey, like it
Plus,
helps
after
to sometimes.
Dark takes sense. Round to game 1, I've wanted the Heat. I've wanted the Heat, and I'm glad we got the Heat. So many Bucks fans were acting so fucking scared, and I'm like,
I know
we can't get past the Heat. What the fuck are we talking about?
And I just was having a challenge, like being challenged in that first round does help in the long run.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, I've been to a game, and by the way, shout out to you, bro, for offering me that ticket, dude. I'm sorry I couldn't take it. I was going with my buddy, but that was sick. What's your thoughts at the Fiserv 50% capacity right now? How popping do you think that shit is?
Yeah, and we it was just announced today, I think, that they're going to like 95% like effective immediately. So game five should be packed and stuff. I haven't been to game 1 or 2 yet.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it got announced today. So like I know they're gonna have like I think they said 17,000. So right up like full capacity is 18. So
dude, that's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's sick, bro. For me, bro, we were getting a rep. I don't know if you heard it from where I was. There was a refs you suck chant for like a whole quarter.
Yeah.
Game
Oh,
2.
yeah.
That was crazy, bro. We're fed up. We are fed up. We're up 30. We don't care.
Yeah. And
all right.
From what I heard, game 2 crowd was a little bit better than game 1. And going back to like, what do you think of Bradley Center compared to Fiserv overall?
Bro, Bradley Center is like my childhood. I grew up. I've seen iconic games there. But fact of the matter is, I don't know, man. At the end of the Bradley Center, it was popping. It was popping at the end, like the Jason Terry, Giannis was getting his stride, steering Mike Dunleavy. We were finally running the Bulls fans out of our stadium. It was getting good. But yeah, it's just the Fiserv, man. It doesn't have a bad seat in the house. It doesn't have a bad seat in the house. I feel like sound is better in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's more comfortable. I feel like people have a better time there. I feel like it's louder. It was loud as hell last game. I was in a Deer District game 1, so I couldn't speak on game 1 what it was like, but obviously you were there. But yeah, man, Bradley Center is just like, I love it, but the Fiserv was well needed, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And to me, like, there's no debate of which is like the better arena. I've said I think the Bradley Center in general got a little bit louder, and I think part of it is just the tickets were cheaper, so the true fans could always go. If you wanted a ticket, you could get one. And so those playoff games, like even those first round games, I think were a little bit louder. Now, Fiserv is still very good. Like it's still been, popping, especially for the playoffs. Like 2019, that Toronto series, that Boston series, like it was getting going. And so like there's been times where it's reached that level to me, but I do want to see it like a little bit more consistently. Like game 1 didn't seem as loud as even game 2. And so like it's been a little bit inconsistent, but I'm still very happy with it. And as we get into, the Nets series and hopefully even making runs even beyond that, it should be absolutely. And the Deer District and all that stuff just makes it 10 times better.
The Deer District is if you're from Wisconsin, obviously, like Summerfest is everybody, bro. Yeah. The Deer District is my Summerfest, dude. It's just, it's concert atmosphere. And I'm actually watching some shit I'm trying to see. The vibes are immaculate. I love the Deer District. Best invention.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's come with the Fiserv, in my opinion.
And it's like something that back in the day, like you would have never thought that going down to see a Bucks game was going to be like an event, like for people. And so, I'll go on Instagram and like random girls from high school are like going down to Fiserv Forum to watch the Bucks game. And I'm like, this is like a thing. Like it's like a thing to go watch the Bucks. Like,
that shit pisses me off, but I like it at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, like I'm like, hey, it's the playoffs. We need all the fans we can get. But like, yeah. Exactly. It's just so funny. I'm like, damn, like these people I know that like don't even like and I'm just like anyone on Instagram. Like I'll see people down there. I'm like, I've never like. This is like weird to me that it's a thing to watch the Bucks because back in the day,
I 100% relate to you, dude. I literally remember 2019 Toronto, bro, just seeing like females from my school just there. I'm like, no, get the hell. Could you name a player on this team that's name? Could you even pronounce Giannis's last name?
Guys too, like even guys I know
casuals that are at the Deer District for sure.
That's the one problem I have with it is there's a lot of casuals. Even guys I know that don't watch basketball will just be like, oh, I'm going down to watch the Bucks game. I'm like, okay, but like, it's like I do like that it brings hype around the team and everything. And like compared to back in the day, I was gonna say like they'd be in the playoffs. Now they were always like a 6 or 8 seed or something. And so, but you know, there's no hype. It was always just like they're losing in 4, 5, or 6 games or whatever. And like nobody was getting hyped to watch the Bucks in the playoffs, no matter how well they were playing. And now it's like just it's awesome to see that hype around the team and like going down, having crowds that like around the arena to watch big games.
Yeah, bro, I totally agree. All right, I don't know if you want to be associated with me right now because I need to rant about a certain fan base. We alluded to it earlier, Toronto.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm done. I'm done with the slander about the city of Milwaukee. Toronto.
Yeah.
Look, Toronto Twitter, I want you to see this. You saying, imagine waking up and being in Milwaukee. Imagine, bro, you had Kawhi Leonard win a championship. He won a championship with you. You could have ran the East for 10 years. He saw this. You had one of the greatest teams around you, Toronto Twitter, right? Just listen. You had the greatest team. You could have ran the East for a decade. Kawhi looked down at his jersey and he saw Raptors and he decided to go to the most poverty franchise in the NBA. And you're talking to me about waking up in Milwaukee. Every major athlete in Wisconsin has stayed. Who the hell has stayed in Toronto? They have a chance to be an icon of a whole country, but they leave. And you are talking shit. And keep talking about your 2019 ring because it's all you fucking have. It's all you fucking have. Sit on your couch thinking about ping pong balls, and you're not even good at that. You're not even good at tanking. You're going to get like a 10th or 11th pick. You're not even good at that. So I am at the games. We are at the games thinking about playoff, thinking about winning right now. And this little bromance going on between Heat Twitter and Toronto Twitter is just disgusting. It's disgusting. I hate it. So I don't know if you want to be associated with that. I just need this spaz on Toronto Twitter because they're in my mentions like no other fan base. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I see you going at them a tiny bit, but I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, for me,
I hope this gets retweeted and fuck you, Toronto.
For me, it depends on. I think it depends on like the account. Some accounts have different fan bases in their mentions. More
okay, yeah. I will say this: not Toronto fans, Toronto Twitter, Raptors Twitter.
Yeah,
I assume a bunch of Raptors fans are good, genuine people.
Oh yeah. We're it's definitely all we're talking about here is Twitter because that's basically what we're judging it on. Because Raptors fans like
and Drake.
Yeah, and Drake. But Raptors fans in general like have been, pretty good, pretty like loyal. They're always show out in the playoffs. When we played them, they had a really loud fan base and respect to them for beating us. But at least them compared to Miami, you can at least say, okay, like you 100% deserve to beat us. Miami, it's like, okay, like you guys might not even been that good and it might have just been the bubble. At least Toronto came back, beat us fair and square. And
yeah, I struggle with that too. I struggle with that double overtime game. I do struggle with
that. Yeah. Okay. But
I do struggle with
it. Did win.
But yeah, I agree. Toronto Twitter, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. And you know what? You've won because I'm talking about you while we're in the playoffs and you're sitting at home. And so you've won. But you know what? You needed to hear that because I don't know where you guys need to get off your fucking high horse. You're never winning a ring again. You've never signed a free agent. And the fact that you guys legitimately looked yourself in the mirror and thought you were going to sign Giannis, that's fucking hilarious.
Every team thought they were going to
At least the Heat have like signed LeBron. They have signed free agents.
They have a kind of history.
You have you want to fucking laugh. Look up Toronto's biggest free agent signings. I challenge you to recognize a name. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But credit to that front office. It's a great front office. But yeah, they can't sign shit. So don't talk. Don't keep my city's name out of your mouth. You've never been to Milwaukee. It's fucking.
Hey, that's the thing I was gonna say. Everyone clowns on Milwaukee. You've never been there. Like if you've legitimately been there, like long enough to form an opinion on it, and you still hate it, that's a little bit different. But none of you people that are like clowning Milwaukee, I can't imagine waking up in Milwaukee every morning. I'm like, you've never been here, so I don't want to hear it.
The 10 like block radius outside the Fiserv is one of the coolest places I've ever been in my life. It's especially come playoff time. It's so sick. Yeah, it's so sick. All right, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Just one last topic: where are you going to be for Game 3 and 4?
I'm probably just going to be at my house. I was debating going down to the Deer District for Game 3 tomorrow. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I'll probably just be. I like to typically watch games in like with my dad in the living room, just in front of the TV, like focus everything. So I'll probably just be in my living room watching it. But yeah, I have debated going down to Deer District, but again, it's one of those things where like it'd be fun and it'd be great. But I've always been the type of person that for big games, I don't like to watch with a ton of people. I'd rather watch it like with a few people, just where I can focus on the game.
Yeah, dude. Well. So I've gone to Deer District, gone to a game, 2-0. And then literally, so like last year, bro, when I watched the game with like my fair weather friends who they just became Bucks fans these last like 3-4 years. Like it's always an L. So I'm also contemplating like just sitting by myself in silence watching this game. Or do I start drinking with my friends? I don't know.
I just get too stressed too. Like I'm just like, I need to like process what's going on and like, I don't want to be around a ton of people that are just like yelling at the TV and like yelling out what they think. I'm like,
dude, I remember Game 6, 2019, like we lost, and I'm sitting there at a party, heartbroken. Like I don't want to talk to people.
I know, that's the thing too.
And everybody else is like, I'm like, dude,
it's not all right.
I'm going home. Home.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. And I'm like, if we win, then cool. I'll hang out with people. I'll go talk to people. Like, great. But if we lose, I don't want to hear it. Like, I just want to be left alone, you know? Like,
exactly, man. Exactly. Well, Marzion, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. We had some technical difficulties, but I appreciate you sticking with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Playoffs, man. Bucks. We got Marzion saying Bucks in 5. I'm saying Bucks in 4. Let's see if either of us are correct.
Let's get this thing done.
It's gonna be a hell of a fucking ride. It's gonna be a hell of a ride, man. And if you wanna, I know you have a podcast and everything. If you want to plug anything, obviously most of the subs know who you are. But if you just want to plug anything real quick.
Yeah, I just have my own little podcast that I do. I usually live stream after games on Twitter, so people can join right from Twitter and give their thoughts, all that stuff, and then it ends up going on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff later. But yeah, it's all basically linked to my Twitter account at Nathan Marzion. If anyone doesn't know, but yeah, just.
Like, no one, bro, if you don't know who fucking Nathan Marzion is on Twitter, bro, and you're a Bucks fan, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, don't give me too big of a head right now.
Let's be fucking real, bro. It's the biggest Bucks Twitter there is. I mean, you got you and Snell season.
Snell season beat me in the Bucks Twitter championship last time in 2019, wherever it was. So I got to end up getting my revenge at some point.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, revenge tour. All right, Marzion, I appreciate you coming on the fucking podcast. Yeah. Bucks in 5, Bucks in 6. I don't know. It's always Bucks. It's always Bucks.
Yeah. Bucks in 6 officially, but unofficially, we're going with Bucks in 5.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Have a good one, everybody.
Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Pop it. Drop the top, play hide and seek. Jump inside, jump straight to the lead. Take a sip, feel just how I be. On freeway, but no, ain't nothing free. Been lanes, been busting bills, but still ain't nothing changed. You in the mob, soon as you rock the chain. She caught the waves, just thumbing through my brains.